Hello everyone and welcome to another video of Order of Battle Pacific. Today, well, we are going to start the Pacific War. We are going to play the first mission, which is of course Pearl Harbor, and see how we do. Now, before starting, I'm going to say that I wish to make a let's play of this campaign and this game. I've seen some very favorable comments in my previous videos about this game, but the views are not that great, and it's not that I'm only going to put videos for the views, but I don't have a huge ability of putting videos up. My upload speed is really bad. And I'd rather put up things that everyone wants to see, not just a few. So let me know in the comment section below if you really want to see a let's play of this game, because if you don't, really, there's no point in me doing it. Again, I would do it if I had a perfect connection that would allow me to upload a video in 3 hours, but this is going to take at least 10. So uploading a video that takes 10 hours only to get 600 views really is not worth it. Not worth it because, again, that time I could spend making videos of other stuff that a lot more people would like to see. So let me know if you really want to see this game or not. In the meantime, let's get started with this mission at least and see how we do at Pearl Harbor. While the United States was still in conversation with the Japanese government towards the maintenance of peace in the Pacific, reports from the US Navy base at Pearl Harbor reveal a sudden and deliberate attack by Japanese naval and air forces against our nation. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we have to do now. This let's play is going to be a blind let's play. This game, I'm not playing the American campaign on purpose, just to, well, start its mission without knowing what to expect. But I have to admit one thing, and this that this particular mission, I know how it goes. And that's because the video that attracted my attention towards Order of Battle Pacific, well, was the Pearl Harbor mission, so I know what to expect. But in the future battles, I will be playing blind. So, let's see the briefing. We are under attack. This is not a drill. Japanese fighters and bombers are coming from all directions, targeting our ships and naval infrastructure. Radar stations report that more enemy aircraft closing in fast. The initial Japanese attack wave was mistaken for friendly bombers and has caught us completely by surprise. Our forces across the island are in disarray and totally unprepared. Make contact with the other defenders and try to organize an effective resistance against the Japanese raiders. So, well, the Japanese start. Wave coming from the north. Another one from up here. We have a radar station up here. Okay, ships under attack. Torpedo impact on one of our battleships. Another torpedo bomber. Well, this doesn't look good for this battleship. Okay, primary objectives: endure the attack for 15 turns. Secondary objectives: keep at least one battleship alive, shoot down 5 enemy aircraft, visit airfields to activate fighter aircraft, and visit primary VPs to activate AA guns. So at the beginning we are given this destroyer, so I'm going to try to move here, and we are also given this little jeep. Now this little jeep, when it goes to places with a white flag, you activate the units which are in there. So I'm going to first go here. Heads up! An anti-aircraft gun has been manned and is scoring the skies for enemy aircraft, because I have visited this place with the little jeep. So what I'm going to do is to move my AA guns closer. And try to hunt the torpedo bombers. Okay, we got 2 of them. Not a lot, but you start with something. And that's it. We don't have anything else to do. These ships I can't control yet, I guess. Okay, dive bombers going for the oil structures here. More bombers. Okay, this plane is going. Even more bombers. Well, now at least we have 1 AA gun around. But, well, that's a sticky bounty. I mean, it's to be expected. We are going to lose a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, next turn. So, Jeep. Okay, we have activated fighter. That's really good. These bombers were incoming, right? These torpedo bombers are going away. I'm going to engage these dudes. Some hits. Good. Now, can I jump? Yeah, next turn I will jump on 4 Island and try to activate the unit there. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my destroyer here. And that's it. Next turn. Ooh. Well, seems a submarine is around there. Okay, they are attacking the oil tanks all around the place. This seems like a zero fighter, so I have to be careful with my own fighters. Yeah, well, they are hitting us hard, but for the time being, we still have 2 surviving battleships. Some more coming. Ooh, Wheeler. I'll have to go there now, I guess. So, I can go either up here or go to Wheeler. I'm going to go to Wheeler because there's an airbase there. There we go. We have a second fighter unit. Bomber. They are all bombers. Yep. Nice. Let's attack the torpedo bombers. Okay. Let's. Yep, we have a submarine here. Okay, we did some damage. And that's it for this turn. Yeah, well, they are attacking all these structures very hard. Okay, they are attacking now our battleship, but with this fighter cover, yeah, at least they are taking damage. It's going to cost them, which is at least something. As you can see, the fighters are closing offering defense, as do the AA guns. More coming from the northwest. Okay. Mistaken identity. The first wave of Japanese aircraft was mistaken for B-17 bombers, scheduled to arrive from the USA. Now the actual B-17s have returned, and while these bombers cannot engage the enemy directly, it does provide a useful pair of eyes in the sky. Yeah, this kind of actually happened. I mean, in Pearl Harbor, the initial waves of attacks were detected by the radar stations, but as they had no IFF, no way to identify what was coming, they thought they were a handful of B-17s that were coming from the continent. And yeah, let's say that that didn't work as they expected, because they were not B-17s. When the B-17s arrived, well, they arrived into Pearl Harbor, which was already under attack. Okay, let's see if we can sink this submarine, which we did. Okay, those torpedo bombers are really hurting. I'm going to move my fighter here. Attack these bombers. Good. Finish off this torpedo bomber. And down it goes. My Jeep. Jeep is going to go to Wheeler, so we have to go through this road. Nice. And that's it. Next turn. Even more bombers. They are attacking the repair structures, the oil fuel tanks and all that stuff. Which is fine. I don't have any victory condition that says I can't lose those. So yeah, I'd rather see them attacking those than attacking my ships. Okay, so there's a fighter there, this one, which was damaged. I'm going to pursue a bit with my fighters. Try to kill as many aircraft as I can. One of my victory's conditions was that, killing enemy aircraft as well, so... At least one of the fighters. Hostile waves. Our coastal radar stations have picked up signals of a new Japanese attack wave approaching the island from the northeast. Oh, those are a lot of planes. Okay, first things first, where's my Jeep? Jeep. Run, Forrest, run! Meanwhile, here... Okay. I'm going to pursue with this. Oh, there are 7. No. I'd rather stay here and give them hell while I'm around my base. Keep on moving DB-17. I think when they go back in this direction, so I want to have something which tells me where they are, because if I want to chase, that's going to be a good place. Okay, so submarines were destroyed. I'm going to put this destroyer here to offer better AA cover. And that's it. Yep. Yep. There's one unit that can move, but it's not as if it's going to do a lot. I mean, it's an AA gun. Right. They are really messing up all my infrastructure on that point, but I don't really care. Okay. More planes incoming. Torpedo bombers? No, these are zeros. Which I guess is bad. I don't want to have to deal with fighters, but yeah, those are fighters. Oh crap. Bad news. Yeah. This is a little bit nerve-wracking. I mean, I'm watching all these planes coming and I have nothing at all to stop them. Oh my. Okay. Close. Yep. Go to Wheeler. Okay, we have a further AA and a further plane. Okay, let's start moving the AA guns and the fighter. And what do we have here? No, this is a torpedo bomber. This is a zero. Okay, so I want to target the zero. Because otherwise my fighters are going to stand a lot of damage and I don't want that. Good. Problem is, if I want to protect my battleship, well, I want to protect my battleship, but I also want to kill those things. So, okay, 2 of them left. That is going to stay there. Just in case there's another submarine. No, there's not. Okay, there we go again. There we go again. They are really messing up my stuff up here. 4 planes. Yeah, there come the torpedoes. Ow! Yeah, those torpedo bombers are the worst thing against the battleship. Okay, so here that was a fighter, which was almost going to die. I'm going to finish it up. Okay, close. Wing of F4F Wildcat fighters have arrived from the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier. Oh well, thank you. I really needed that. Okay, these torpedo bombers have already attacked. But I don't care, I'm not to mess them up. There you go! Second aircraft we destroy. Now. So, where was that fighter? Here. Going to finish it off if I can. Well, that was bad. Fighters Incoming bombers, yeah. So do I want to go for this one? No, I'm going to stop the ones that are incoming. More important. I only have 4 fighters left in this one. I'm going to land and probably repair. AA guns. Yep. Okay, we can activate 2 AAs down there, so it's what I'm going to do. Good. What else? Let's ping. Nothing coming. Oh, they are going to attack our base? What a scumbag. Yeah. Well, the good thing is those planes are all attacking this, which I don't have a huge problem with, to be honest. I mean, my battleships are in Pearl Harbor itself, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so directly north. I want to finish off that fighter here. Further north there. What's this? Zeros. Ow. Well, at least I damaged them quite a little bit. Yeah. Let's finish up this dude. Good enough. Good enough. This warhack. Zero there. Okay, I'm going to do this. This warhack is pretty weak, so I'm going to put it here, protecting the battleships. This wildcat I'm going to use to attack these ball bombers. This I'm going to reinforce. It's up to 8 strength. I will take off with them next turn. Here comes the jeep. Probably I'm going to move my AA gun here. Gives me a better... Yeah, I protect both battleships and gives me a little bit more reach on the east. Let's ping. Bring the AA guns. And that's it. Okay, our fleet is starting to move. That's nice. This city is going to attack these hawks. Okay, these bombers are finally going away. We're still getting our ass whooped here, but yeah, not really that I care. Again, if they distract bombers there, those are bombers that are not attacking important stuff, so... Okay, more bombers incoming. There's something there. Okay. Nice. There was actually a nail base. I thought it was... Oh, and these ones are motorized. Good. They'll go much quicker. This fighter. Let's bring it. So, this wildcat. Intercept this dude. Only one kill, not a lot. Take off with my fighters here. These ones are going to come here. What's that? Bomber. Good. No, this is going to cost me too much. Spend too many planes. That's okay. Anything else? Anything else? Yes, let's ping. And bring these AA guns. And that's it. Next turn. Yep, some US ships are already sailing out of port. Here comes the fighters. Ow. Okay, these bombers need to die. So, we have one airbase left here. I don't know if it's turn 10. In 5 turns, I don't think I'm going to be able to reach there. I'm going to try. Well, there goes our oil fuel tank. And this is a torpedo bomber. Ooh, that has to die. Torpedo bombers have to die. Okay, this is a bomber. Dive bombers don't do a whole lot against battleships, but torpedo bombers really mess them up so bad. Okay. Close. Let's place this AA gun here. And this wildcat. Let's start kicking those torpedo bombers out of the sky. There's another one here. Oh man, this is bad. Well, at least we did quite some damage to them. Some more fighters around here. And here. Alrighty. 2 left. Problem is I'm going to lose this fighter, but it's a hawk. I don't care. Oh, I have another fighter here. Alright. I forgot about that one. Okay, let's go from behind. Nice! Torpedo bomber down. That's huge. That's huge. Let's ping. That's my AA, and we are done. Ships are heading out of the bay. Good. That was a 0, I think. There goes another bomber. Really nice. Okay, we have... yeah, dive bomber. I'm going to go so damage. I don't think it's going to sink the battleship yet. It's okay. Still distracting some bombers up here. Alright. More planes coming from the north. And some more coming from the west. Okay, we achieved this objective. We shoot down 5 enemy aircraft. Scratch 1 bandit. Despite the surprise attack the ensuing chaos, our pilots and ground crews have managed to shoot down a significant number of enemy aircraft. This loss of experienced pilots may hurt the Japanese combat efficiency on the long term. Yeah, well, the problem is the short term. But I'm not going to complain. Okay, let's use this, and I think I'm going to try to go there with my AA. I mean, it's very fast. And I only have 4 turns left. I don't know if I'm going to be able to activate everything in the island. Okay, what's around? There's the torpedo bomber up there. Where's my Warhawk? Okay, this one can reach there. This can't. So good. Really good. Awesome. Screw that guy. I'm going to kill this one. Well, this is going to be a good game, at least. Not the worst start possible, I guess. Let's ping in case of submarines. Oh, we still have fighters here. Okay. Not gonna say no. And 3 turns left. We are kicking them in the teeth. That's good. That's a good start, at least. Ooh, those are fighters. I'm going to lose this. Oh well. These are bombers, I think. Close this. Okay. 1 turn here. 2 turns around here. 3. Yeah, I might be able to activate that. I'm going to try at least. Meanwhile, this fighter, I can't reach there. I can with this, but do I want to? Well, I guess I do, because I don't have anything else close by, so I'm gonna check on the fuel status of all my aircraft. Okay, this has 7 left, which is more than enough. This one has 9, which is more than enough. Do I want to go for... no, for this one. Ping. Alrighty. Yep. Let's go. Nice, our big ships are starting to move. This is a heavy cruiser. Planes are moving away. Okay, now they are attacking the coastal guns. Well, that was quick. They have very little stuff left. We are doing really well. Ooh, this wasn't as fast as I expected. I don't know if I'm going to be able to activate everything. We'll be close, but close is not enough sometimes. Okay, where is that last fighter? Up there. Oh, that was a bomber. No, that was a fighter. Destroyed. I'm getting a little bit too cocky here, leaving my port without any defense. Going to bring back some of my assets. Ping. Nothing. Okay, this ship is out of the bay. Won't start yet. Oh, now they are attacking the radar station. That's bad, I guess. Alrighty. So we have 2 planes here. 2 turns left. Am I going to make it? I don't think so. Oh, that's... Damn it. It's not going to be enough. I'm going to be around here. I'm not going to be able to activate this place. Oh well. Still, I think we are doing a pretty good job. So we have a fighter here. Let's bring it back to the bay. Another fighter here. Let's bring it closer here. That's a bomber. Have my fighters here. Okay, 3 of them destroyed. Good. Ping. Nothing. Okay. Last turn. Since we are going to have 2 surviving battleships, which is really good, I guess. Victory conditions asked for 1, so having 2, I guess, is really good. We lost everything here, but who cares? No, actually, it's still this thing is still alive. Surprising. Okay, last turn. Let's see what we do and how can we kill. There you go, another one killed. There was something around here, if I remember correctly. So I have wildcats there. No, not going to make it. Damn it. Let's move in with this first. Okay. So now we know where to hit with those hawks. And another one bites the dust. Okay, I think that's it. Aftermath. After 2 hours of relentless aggression, the sky has finally cleared of Japanese aircraft. The attack on Pearl Harbor is over, but the war has only begun. Continue. Ooh, specializations. Yeah. At given moments of the campaign, you are given the choice of choosing between two things. Okay. They are different. They don't have to be about the same stuff, but they give very nice bonuses. So I have field medics. Providing a good medical care for the sick and wounded on the battlefield both improves overall morale and allows recovered soldiers to rejoin the fight. When damaged but not destroyed or forced to retreat, infantry units generate resource points in combat. Oh, this is good. A medical jeep is added to our core forces. I like this. And the medical jeep I guess is good too, so... Higgin boats. The development of ram-boat landing boats with a shallow draft will greatly improve our amphibious land assault capabilities right up to the enemy's shorelines. Infantry units use landing craft which can attack coastal target and allow an attack right after disembarking. This is good as well, but I like this. Field medics. I don't know what a medical jeep does, but the idea of generating resource points by just fighting, well, that's huge. Yeah, I'm taking this. Casualties among, yeah, this is that we achieved the objective. And our next step is War Plan Orange 3. The Philippines, December 1941. Only a few hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese have invaded the Philippines. Defended by a small number of American units and the poorly trained and equipped Philippine army, the US war plan is to delay the enemy as long as possible. Yeah, I guess it's going to be tough. Okay, so yeah, that was Pearl Harbor. I hope, guys, you enjoyed this video. Hope you had fun. Again, please let me know what you think about this Let's Play in the comment section below. And as always, thank you very much for watching and see you later.